Hey everybody, I'm Chris Wook. If you're watching this video, chances are you've heard of Braven. They make a lot of different speakers for a lot of different situations. One look at the BRV-1, and you can probably tell it's made to hold up to some pretty rough conditions. Now it might be tough and portable, but does it sound good enough to be worth its asking price? Well, that's the question, isn't it? Without even opening the box, you can see the speaker itself. Everything else is tucked underneath. Open it up and you'll find a 3.5mm audio cable, USB cable, a lanyard, and the quick start guide. Now let's take a look at the speaker itself. As I said at the top of the video, you can tell just by looking at the Braven BRV-1's chunky plastic build that it's meant to be weather resistant. It's available in gray and blue, but we thought that the orange just looked more rugged. The look isn't the only rugged thing about this speaker either. The BRV-1 is IPX5 water resistant. Now you can't just dunk it in water whenever you want, but it can be rained on without irreversible damage. A big part of this is the cap covering the ports on the back. This is where you'll find the auxiliary jack, battery indicator, and 2 USB ports. We'll look more at these in a minute. The BRV-1 is fairly small and surprisingly light given the look of it at just over 12 ounces. It's certainly easy enough to throw this in with the rest of your gear for an outing. Bluetooth has been around so long at this point that you expect it to just plain work, and in the case of the Braven BRV-1, that's true. I paired the speaker with a few different phones and a laptop and each one worked just fine. On one occasion, I did have to tap the search for devices button on my Moto X twice before it saw the BRV-1, but that was as much trouble as I had. Range is good up to about 30 feet. Once I got further than that, there were occasional skips. By around 40 feet, the skips were enough to make the music unlistenable. If you can't or don't want to use Bluetooth, the BRV-1 also has a standard-sized auxiliary jack on the back to plug in the device of your choice. Those of you who use speakerphone will be glad to know that you can use the BRV-1 for speakerphone calls, including the play button which will answer and end calls. Braven claims a battery life of around 12 hours, and that seems to me an accurate estimate. You charge via one of the USB ports on the back of the device, and depending on what you're using to power the speaker, the charge time is around 2 to 3 hours. The other USB port on the back of the device allows you to use the BRV-1 to charge any compatible devices you have on hand. While this isn't the best way to charge your phone at the office, it's handy if you're in the middle of nowhere and your phone is about to die. In testing the BRV-1 sound quality, I used quite a few different devices via both Bluetooth and the auxiliary jack. I played a wide variety of music in addition to podcasts and audiobooks as well. You might have guessed this, but the lows really suffer from the speaker being so small. You just can't get heavy bass out of something that basically fits in the palm of your hand. It's worth pointing out that there is a port on the bottom of the speaker, so the surface you put it on affects the sound a lot. Putting the BRV-1 on a wooden table is going to get you a lot more bass than a metal chair, for example. The mids are the most prominent frequencies here, and this is going to stand out no matter what music you're playing. There's a slightly boxy sound to the mid-range, but it's nowhere near as bad as it could be, and the upper mids aren't harsh or tinny. The high end is soft and subdued, but not muffled sounding, which is a good thing. Overall, the sound is actually pretty decent given the size of the speaker, but don't expect anything mind-blowing. In the end, whether the Braven BRV-1 is the speaker for you comes down to what you're going to do with it. While it scored on the lower side in sound quality, it made up for that with higher scores in build quality, durability, and portability. If you're looking for a speaker to carry around outdoors, the Braven BRV-1 is worth the $99 asking price. We're giving this one a 7.9 out of 10. And that's it for this one, guys. If you want a little more detail, check out the written review over at soundguys.com. You can find a link down in the video description. When you're down there, you can also find social media links to follow us. Now, you may be used to seeing me on Android Authority's YouTube channel, but make sure to subscribe to the Sound Guys YouTube channel too, because that's where we'll be posting all the latest reviews on cool new stuff in sound. I'm Chris Wook. Thanks for watching.